Welcome guys to my channel. Thank you. It was supposed to be a quiet Friday night. After months of distance, my wife Jessica suggested we go out to dinner. She said we needed to talk. Her voice sounded calm, almost too calm. I didn't expect miracles. She had been cold for a long time, always on her phone, always working late. Still, a small part of me hoped she wanted to fix things. I put on my best shirt, made a reservation at her favorite Italian place in Portland, Oregon, and tried to believe we still had something worth saving. But the moment she sat down across from me, I knew. Her eyes were distant. Her fingers tapped the wine glass like she was counting seconds. This wasn't a conversation about saving our marriage. This was the end. The waiter had just poured our drinks when she looked up and said, "Daniel, I'm leaving you." No hesitation, no tears, just flat, clear words. I stared at her, waiting for something, anything, to show she felt bad. There was nothing. "I've met someone else," she said. "He makes me feel alive again." A strange calm came over me. Not anger, not even shock. Just clarity. I set my fork down slowly, leaned back in the chair, and asked quietly, "So this dinner was for what, exactly?" "Closure," she answered quickly, looking relieved that I wasn't yelling. "I didn't want to end things badly. I want us to stay civil." Civil. That word hurt more than anything else, she'd said. 10 years of marriage and I was being let go like a business meeting that had run too long. I looked at her, really looked. Her hair was styled differently. Her perfume was new. Her phone kept lighting up with messages she pretended not to notice. "What's his name?" I asked. "Doesn't matter," she said fast, glancing around the restaurant. "I just need to be honest with myself now." I gave a small smile. "Honesty is a good start," I said. "You might need it in about 2 minutes." She frowned. "What's that supposed to mean?" I didn't answer. I just looked toward the entrance. A tall man in a gray suit had just walked in, helping a woman out of her coat. The same woman I recognized immediately, his wife. And the man was Ryan, Jessica's business partner. The one whose photo had popped up on her phone 2 weeks earlier. Ryan froze when he saw us. His hand was still holding his wife's purse. For a few long seconds, the four of us just stared at each other across the room. Jessica's face went white. I leaned forward, voice still calm. "You didn't think I'd invite them, did you?" Her eyes went wide. "You what?" I took a slow sip of wine. "When you started acting strange, I did some digging. Turns out Ryan's wife had questions of her own, so we decided to have a little dinner meeting." Ryan's wife, Claire, looked straight at him. Her voice was quiet, but it carried. "So it's true." Ryan tried to speak. "Claire, please, not here." But she cut him off. "You said the business trips were over. You said you ended it." The whole restaurant had gone quiet. Jessica's hand shook as she reached for her napkin, pretending to dab her mouth. But the panic in her eyes was impossible to hide. I sat back and watched. No yelling, no scene, just the slow, unstoppable truth coming into the light. Finally Jessica turned to me, voice small. "Daniel, I didn't know she'd be here. This wasn't supposed to happen." I tilted my head. "You mean getting caught wasn't supposed to happen?" I stood up slowly, dropped my napkin on the table, left enough cash to cover the meal. Jessica reached out. "Daniel, wait, please." I stopped just long enough to look at her. "You ended this marriage the moment you decided I wasn't enough. I just gave you the stage to say it in front of everyone. Then I walked out." Later that night, Claire called me. "I needed to see it with my own eyes," she said quietly. "I would have never believed it otherwise." We talked for a long time. Two people who'd been hurt by the same lie. No romance, no big plans, just understanding. The next morning Jessica came to the house in Salem. Eyes red, makeup smeared. "I'm sorry," she cried. "It's over with him. I was stupid. I lost everything." I looked at her for a long moment. "You didn't lose everything," I said. "You gave it away." She asked for another chance. I gave her the same honesty she said she wanted. "You said you needed to be honest with yourself. Stay honest. This is who you are now." Then I closed the door. In the months that followed, I started over, sold the house, took a new job, began traveling again. I heard Ryan's marriage collapsed. His career took a heavy hit after Claire filed a formal complaint. Jessica moved into a small apartment alone in Eugene. The freedom she wanted tasted a lot like regret. Sometimes I still think back to that Friday night, the exact second she froze when the door opened. When the truth walked in and took a seat at the table, she thought she was leaving me for love. Instead, she walked straight into the ruins of her own choices. And all I had to do was let the truth have its moment.